What's going on, guys? You're back with Jono for another quick math lesson. Today we're going to be talking about how to operate with any algebraic fraction. So I've just broken this lesson down into addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. Just as a reminder, you will have to be on top of the rules that govern like the normal mathematics. So if you need a hand with that, I do have some videos that are linked in the description below. So for addition and subtraction of any fractions, we have to make sure that the denominators are the same. All right. This step is easier in algebra than it is with normal mathematics because we have to do kind of less work to change the numerators. So for example, in this one, we've got a over 2 plus a over 3. We can't plus these together until that bottom number is the exact same. So what I've got to do is cross multiply. So this 3 is going to multiply everything in this a plus 2. I'm going to times that whole thing by 3. And then at the same time as I do that, I'm going to multiply this whole side by the denominator on the other side, which is times 2. This is definitely going to give me a denominator of 6 in both fractions. The reason I put those like columns down there is that students do forget to multiply the numerator or the top number. So if you just have that whole column there, it kind of makes it hard to forget. But for this one, that first term is timesed all by 3, so that becomes 3a over 6, plus that whole thing's times by 2, which becomes 2a over 6. Now that those denominators are the same, we can put the whole thing over one fraction, which is 3a plus 2a, which is 5a over 6. And that's our final answer. So there's not too much to that, and I hope that multiplying the numerator with the algebraic term makes it a little bit easier. Just for our second example, we're going to use some subtraction, but it's the exact same process. So this first term is going to be multiplied by the denominator of the second term, so times that whole thing by 3, and then I'm going to multiply this whole second term by the denominator of the first one. Then as I write these down, I've got 6x over 15 minus 5x over 15. Because the denominators are the same, I can make it one fraction, which makes it 6x minus 5x over 15, which really just equals to x over 15, full marks, done. Okay, you don't need to put this second step in. This second step doesn't need to go in there, but if you're struggling to make that jump to the final answer, throw it in there, you'll get some marks for working. So when we move to the multiplication of fractions, it's actually way easier than plussing and minusing. Okay, all we have to do is multiply the top and then multiply the bottom. You will have to simplify in most cases, but it doesn't really take too much work. So for this one, we've got 3x over 4 multiplied by 2x over 9. So I just have to times these top numbers and then times these bottom numbers and then throw them into the one fraction. So 3x multiplied by 2x is 6x squared over 4 times 9 is 36. 6 is a common factor between both of these, so I'm going to cancel these out, and that becomes x squared over 6, full marks, done. So that multiplication I find quite a bit easier. The division's almost the exact same, you just have to do one step to start off. You have to keep the first term, change the division to a multiplication, and flip the last term. So I always tell students to keep it, change it, flip it, and that is something that you do kind of have to remember. So the first step I'd like you to do is rewrite this with these rules in place. So this becomes 3x over 4 times 2 over 10x. Okay, so I've kept the first term, changed the operation, and flipped the last term. And then this is just exactly the same as what we did in the last question. We multiply the top and then multiply the bottom, and that's going to give us our answer. So this becomes 6x over 40x. Because there's an x on top and bottom, I can cancel those out. And 6 and 40 are both even, so I'm going to take a 2 out of both of these. So the final answer is 3/20. Nothing else we can do. Thanks very much, guys. Hope you have a good one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Congratulations on taking some time to get better at this algebra. I know it can be a little bit difficult sometimes. If you do need some extra work, remember there are some free worksheets linked in the description below, as well as the notes that came from this video, so you don't have to pause it and scribble them down. If you do get a second, please like and subscribe to the channel because there'll be new maths videos coming out every couple of days. Thanks so much. Have a good one.